Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone, back to the Noble Shire for Progressive Discussion. And it's a great honor to be able to talk with. We've talked long. I've been a Kingcrow fan for, it seems, ever. And ever since I first heard of them. And finally get to do a one-on-one conversation. I think I wrote them some questions a while back, and we did a email interview. But this is such an honor to finally get to talk with Diego, the lead singer of King Crow here at Progressive Rock Central. .com on the Noble Shire for progressive discussion. I'm going to let him say hi and then we'll get into some questions. But thank you very much for coming today, Diego.
Thank you to you, Mark.
All right.
Thank
He's
you.
got this band has one of the best albums of the year, easily, for progressive rock. The Hopium is just a fantastic album from beginning to end. If you haven't heard it, please get out there and get it. We're just talking, he and I, about he has his release coming up next week, right? The album is going to be released, but I've been
Yes.
listening to it for probably about a month, and I'm telling you, it's on repeat constantly. There are so many wonderful pieces to this. Tell us a little bit about how King Crow got started, though. We're definitely going to talk about a lot, but tell us the origins.
Okay, I'm not the newbie, but I'm one of them. Okay, I've been singing with them 15 years now, so I'm not so new. But their history is quite ancient because they started to play very young, and they started playing something from rooted in metal style, and they evolved from the first album with a friend of mine, Stefano Tissi was the singer. That's why this is the
Yeah.
connection between me and them before I became the lead singer. And they started with rooted with metal. They liked Iron Maiden, this kind of sound, and Rush too is between prog and metal, but more into metal. In they evolved like everyone does, and they did a lot of albums in between, but the singer, they have problem with the singer. um, and I don't want to underline the problems, but they changed suddenly, the singer. And Stefano said to me, "You wanna try to join the band?" 15 years ago. And I say, "Okay, let's try." I'm more a rock singer than a metal in a classical way.
Yeah.
But they said, "Okay, let's try to find a new sound, something in between our history and your style," and worked.
Yeah.
Apparently worked. And so we started to play around abroad, and now we have hundreds of gigs. So we're very proud of the work we're doing. That evolves is strange when you think about us, because you say is a Kingcrow sound, but we change every time with every album. Is our trademark, maybe is something risky, but is something that we can't stop doing.
Yep, their first album, and I can never say that word correctly, so I'll let him say it. But their first one, I remember when I heard that, I was like, "Oh my God, these guys are going to be big." And at the time, they weren't. And now they're playing with Pain of Salvation. They're playing all over Europe, and like he said, hundreds of shows and things like that. And yes, they really have grown, and they are just they're reaching. Well, I don't know if I want to say a peak yet, because I think you could still go a little further.
Yeah.
But this album is, um, I think it builds on that very, very first album. What was the name of that first album? I know it starts with a PH. Go ahead.
The first album with me, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Phlegethon. It
Like it's
was something strange because Diego overall wrote with another voice in mind, and I joined it in the middle of the process, and it was a little bit hard to find something, but very, very funny. And we had a great time together, and we decided to play more and to record more. And we find a balance that from the first time I didn't imagine. I didn't imagine.
Yeah, the one of the, I mean, there's so many highlights on that album, but one of the things that really still sticks with me, there's one song that you sang, you did a music video with the ocean and the rocks and all that stuff. It's one of the best album or best songs you guys have ever written. You know the one I'm talking about, right?
Yes, yes, because we did two. I remember two video clips for that album for sure. It was Evasion because it was the single,
I
the
think that's
track,
it.
the single.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah,
Where did you film
uh,
that?
and we are they are because the brothers, as I call them, they try to use the
Nature.
environments, the territory they like so much because they live in near the lake. If you
Oh,
see
yeah.
the last video clip of the night drive,
From Hopium. Yeah.
the single in Hopium, you see a lake. That's the Bracciano Lake, Anguillara Lake is a small city outside Rome where they actually live, and they every time when they can, they try to put some of that place in our video clips.
It must be a huge lake, because I remember it looking like the ocean.
Yeah, yeah, it looks like for the some because we needed the waves, so we matched with a great work of videocraft.
Yes.
They worked with the sea. The seas was in the south of our region. Is called Lazio. Is in the south near. If you go ideally to Naples, you
Yeah.
find the sea, and the environments and the trees and the sand from the lake. So it's something in between.
All
So
right.
is a tip. Is a, is something that maybe people don't know. Yeah.
All right. And then the title Hopium, is
Yeah.
hope like opium? Is it something that we should go after, cherish, or avoid? Is it is that the essence of the meaning of hopium? Is that hope can be like an opium? You can get addicted to it and want it, want to be hopeful? Or go ahead, I'll let you
Yeah,
you tell
you're
me.
right. You're right. You're explaining well, because it's something, is a wordplay. No, is between hope and hopium, and we were talking, with Diego about, sometimes, the, hope can be an hopium, no,
Yeah,
and sometimes, when you don't, think, when you follow, so the boundaries between your true values, your way of thinking, but your real one, on what, outside, what the society, what, the family sells you, no, is very different. The politics, of course, the,
yeah.
and sometimes you think, they talk a lot about my dream, my only dream, since my dream, no, I think the people, they dream a lot, but they don't connect the emotions and thinking about their dreams. Sometimes I don't think it was, and we had 6 years, between six or more, years between one album and another. So, we've been interrogating ourselves about this situation. Sometimes, things they got wrong, just because you're not connected to them. You think you want something. You think you you're emotionally connected with something, but sometimes it's just a surprise. You fall from the sky and you say it's impossible. It's been all the time my dream, my everything, and you we're just not doing the right questions to yourself.
All right. Well, you've got the B Prague, my friend, date coming up in September in Barcelona. And you were talking about how you're also going to be doing a little work with Pain of Salvation in Italy. So, talk a little bit about what shows you have coming up uh, uh, immediately, and maybe some of your plans for the future. And then we're going to get into the album.
Yeah, we decide to play, because, the album is outside in the next week. So we want to do something quickly on September, but we had no time, because of the organization, to organize something longer. So we talked with, Daniel, the Pin of Salvation. They were, thinking of playing in Italy. We are Italian, so we said, okay, let's start from Rome, our city. Is we every time we start with, our, the tour from our city. This one is short, but is great because the venue is very cool,
Oh,
and we
cool.
played a couple of times there, and was funny to share, with the tune with Vikram, because he played in our song, and so, we was thinking, oh, would be great to share the stage with him. We did with Daniel many times, but never with him, because he's the newbie, no,
Okay.
of the band.
Which song? Which
So
song was that? I think. Which song is he on the album?
is Hopium, the
Okay,
title track
the
of the
title track.
album. Is the final part of the title track of the album. I think he did a really great job, because, he brought something different,
Yeah,
very different. We play a lot together, so we got a lot of solutions, but it's something refreshing, something new. It was great to have it.
All right, that first single, Kintsugi or Kintsugi.
Yes,
How do you
yes.
say
The
it?
second. Okay, Kintsugi, the first one, I
Um,
think, is the first tune Diego wrote, because it was ready a couple of years ago, and we weren't sure if we've been thinking if it's for this album or not. Connected with the persistence, with the sound, but it's not the persistence album. So it was something in between, and working on it, we came out with a single. So we're happy because it is more, I don't know, fresh, maybe, with rhythm, something uh, powerful but not cheesy.
no, no, very.
So we liked.
I think it's
Sorry?
very deep. The meaning behind it, that you could fix yourself. It's a Japanese art where they take pottery, where I guess people that have had mental health issues get together and they rebuild broken pottery and put it back together, just as though you're putting together your life. And it's a metaphor and um, a way of consoling and sort of I think it's a very deep song, really, and
Oh,
what a way to start the
thank
album.
you. Thank you, because when I heard it, because for the lyrics, that's my fault.
No, they're
uh,
good.
uh, yeah, but because for the first time, I think I wrote mostly, I think, except the new Moon Harvest, the tune that Diego wrote the lyrics, and the others are mine. So I brought my way, my emotion and things is there, in a tough period for me. I've been through a divorce, so it's
Sorry.
something. It was something heavy for me, but for me, it was also a newborn. I felt reborn in some way, uh, in the good way, in this kind of. So I wanted to put all uh, this stuff in my lyrics, in the lyrics of the band. So he worked on a tune very, I don't know, energetic, and but I put something emotional, because I can't. I don't know. Every time I have to put something, because it's my way of living. So I
No,
don't
that,
know. I hope it works.
it did. Oh yeah, absolutely, it did. All right, and then Glitch. I tell you, your keyboardist is just awesome, Diego, and he had this Depeche Mode like entry to that song, which is so awesome. Yeah, you're probably a fan of Depeche Mode, or you
Yeah,
guys?
I am. I am. I am. I am. Mm, Diego too. But we uh, los Diegos, como se dice, uh, as we say, we like them. Maybe the others are more into something heavier sometimes, but we like a lot Depeche Mode, and this place that they bring you in a place very emotional, deep, but
Yes.
with is something that they do, and no one else. And so
That's
we
true.
like.
No, they do. They take you into the future and at the same time with so much emotion. And you're right. That is
Yeah, I've been
absolutely
in Rome seeing the last gig they did in Rome. I was there, so it was, I like them, and but this I think this album is full of Depeche Mode, Massive Attack, our way of thinking music with the eternal rush and this kind of music, but with more electronic sound for this album.
yeah,
Electronic,
I think you're
we
right.
develop.
There's more keyboards than there were. The last one was more guitar. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Diego worked on the keyboards very very well. He spent a lot of time finding the right sound, the right pattern, the right thing. We worked together and him alone. So we wanted to sound a little bit electronic and but not fake,
No, no,
because
not at all.
sometimes when you play keyboards and you work on electronics, there is a thin line between fake and emotional. Or
Definitely. There's one other thing I want to mention about Glitch. A long time ago, I think it was Diego that sent me Time Tropia and the first two albums, and love those things. I mean, and it's a shame. Hopefully, maybe after you get this album out, Hopium out, they'll go back and bring those older albums back and maybe reissue them. But on that album, it was all about clocks and I think on this song, there's a lot of talk about clocks and time and trying to
yeah,
make the most of time.
yeah, that's true. We work in. You're right. After this album, maybe we will work on the reissue the others in the past, because no, with the previous editors you have to work with them to free
Yeah,
those album, and then you can work on them for a reissue. I like so much Time Tropia. It's not album where I sang, but I like so much this is a sometimes people say is weird. They use this word like weird or quirk or something, but we like to bring our style is very, if you the rhythm is very folk. If you find something, no, and you mean Glee is something connected with it. Is
mhm.
something strange, hard to play, because it seems
Yeah.
easy to play, but try to try to do it on the tracks, and
Those are.
you
It
find
is
that
a
it's just
difficult
strange.
song to
Yeah,
play.
is
Yeah,
it?
a lot of those songs on that album. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
is
heavy.
something we do. Is something we do. We try to write something that sounds easy, but putting something strange, odd, as always.
All right. Parallel Lines is another fantastic song. Um, you want to talk about that? I mean, there's so many, and again, I think the time element also may go back to Pink Floyd and the song Time, because it seems, I mean, everyone loves that song and everyone loves that album, and how can you not be influenced by it? But are there parallel sort of lines towards that
Yeah,
Dark Side of the Moon. Feeling,
Imagine
feeling.
that Pink Floyd, yeah, but Pink Floyd is a father, musically speaking, for everyone. This is
Yeah,
one of the band that put together every souls in our band, because everyone and each of us like
yeah.
like Pink Floyd, for sure. And uh, the the number one of the fans is Diego. you
Yeah.
you you can read and listen to, I mean, Diego Cafolla, the other one. I'm not speaking in third person, but when Diego started to play guitar because of Gilmour, and he chose even the kind of guitars following that sound. So it's impossible to say that there's no Pink Floyd in a Kingcrow song. And in parallel lines, there is there there are a lot of influences, but for sure some of the part of the dark side uh, pour into the song. So
Is that one of the songs? I mean, there's a lot of songs on here. I'm sure you're wanting to sing,
yeah.
but I think that's probably uh, going to sound fantastic live to sing that.
For Yeah, and we will. I can say it because we wanna bring all of the song, or mostly the most part of the song, because we wanna bring Opium live in its entirety.
Yeah, I was going to
But
say, are you going to play it straight through or?
yeah, and Parallelize will be in the set list for sure. As I don't want to keep surprises or something. As our aim is to play all of them. Maybe in these gigs, the forthcoming gigs, we won't play all of them, but we'll play a lot of album, because we wanna create a sound on the stage, and Parallel Lines is one of them.
Definitely. New Moon Harvest is probably one of my favorites on the album. Again, the keyboards are fantastic. Uh,
You
the
have to say to Diego this, because we had a keyboardist, and now Diego take care of all of them. It's not a keyboard player. Uh, he says to himself he's not a proper keyboard player, but we think that he did a great job.
oh
So
yeah,
when you have a chance, tell him.
yeah,
He'll be
definitely. Yeah, I wish
glad
he
to.
was here. Um, at the end, there's kind of this Roger Daltrey, how let it rain on me sort of feel.
Okay,
Is that
okay.
was that
Loves Rain
meant to
on Me.
be, or
Sorry?
was that meant to be like let it rain on me, sort of
I don't know. For
who?
sure, the starting of and coming back in a bit earlier in the parallel lines, the start